Did you finish it yet?
It's not done yet.
When do I get to listen?
Greatness takes time, V.
Jess wants to know what we're doing after the big game. We're not going to another lame party, right? You could come over to my place, Danny.
Whatever you want, babe.
Oh, no! Baby, can you believe they're tearing it down?
We had our first date in that booth.
We were like 10, Danny. That's our history, and they're just tearing it down.
V, no, come on.
What? They're just going to throw it out.
Vanessa, careful.
Almost got it. Danny? Are you okay?
Ow.
Don't be such a baby. You're fine. You're not bleeding. Here. Danny?
Girl, you are dangerous.
Come on. What kind of quarterback gets taken down by a little girl?
Since when are you a little girl? Oh, hold up.
Study at my place?
Can't tonight. You know how it is.
Whatever. Text me.
Been worrying about that big game coming up?
Yeah, Mama, I have.
All right. I was just asking. That's all, baby.
It's the championship, Mom. It could mean my future.
It's not the only thing in your future. You been getting your schoolwork in?
Mama, come on.
Just remember tonight, you have to stay home and help Trev with his homework. You can't go over to your friends and play with your drums tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
You're just on your phone the whole time anyways.
Trev, that's no way to talk to people who are helping you. How about, thanks, Danny, for helping me.
Thanks, Danny.
Danny, both of us really appreciate everything you do for this family. I know you got a lot going on right now, but just remember family and school come first, okay? I love you, Danny. Just want what's best for you.
I know. Love you too, Mama.
What's the matter, baby? You haven't touched your food.
Just not hungry.
No fever? You got a headache?
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get to work. Night shift at the hospital. You going to be okay tonight?
Yeah, Mom. Thanks.
Make sure you get some sleep, okay? Take it easy at football practice tomorrow. I'll be back before you go to school.
You gonna help me or what?
Yeah, Trev.
All right. Seats, everybody. Wilson, you're late. All right, before you guys hit the field today, there's a couple things I got to go over with you. This is important, so pay attention. Now, we will have an athletic trainer present at the game in case anybody gets injured, but concussions happen in practice too. Now, there's some classic symptoms to look out for. They are headaches, dizziness, blacking out, nausea, problems with balance and coordination.
Was that Murdoch's problem?
No, wait, boys, this isn't something to laugh about. Remember, if you get a concussion, you can't play until a doctor clears you. That's for your safety. Now, does anybody have any questions?
Why do we gotta worry about that? I mean, what are helmets for?
That's a good question, and maybe the trainer can answer that one on Saturday. Any other questions?
How long does it take for a concussion to go away? Like, if we got hit in practice today, could we play Saturday?
Everybody's different, but I suggest nobody gets a concussion during practice this week, or ever. Take care of yourselves. But yes, tell me immediately if you think you've had a concussion. Any more questions? Okay, on to the game. Championship is Saturday, boys. It's important for you all to really think about each other and be lifting each other up throughout the week. Every person in here counts, including the punter. That was a joke, but do you guys understand what I'm saying? Everyone in here is dependent on everyone else. Support each other this week, on and off the field. Saturday is just a day with another game to be played. As a team, I say let's go out there and play that damn game like we always have. Alright, boys? Hold up a second, Danny.
Yeah, Coach?
This is going to be a big moment for you. Scouts from Pittsburgh are coming on Saturday. Are you ready?
Born ready, Coach.
Get it go?
What?
Danny, you've been staring at the same piece of paper for an hour. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Writer's block.
Listening to your headphones always seems to help.
What are you working on?
AP Bio. We're starting on the nervous system tomorrow. You know, brains, neurons, that kind of thing. Not all of us are artists, Danny. This stuff is fascinating when you get into it.
It's not that. Didn't sleep well last night.
Danny, I'm heading out now. Don't forget it's your turn to do the laundry. Okay, baby?
Whatever.
We'll take care of it, Miss Hawkins. Since when do you talk to your mother like that?
Just drop it, okay?
You people must regain the land, the mind, the pure, the rivers. We say you all said you forget you talking about here, so.
The brain is the command center of the human nervous system. It sends messages to and from the body using neurons, a type of nerve. These nerves can bend or break if enough force is applied to the brain. When they do, it can prevent the brain from functioning normally. A neuron is like a suspension bridge that supports the flow of traffic around the brain. Falling and hitting your head is like an earthquake for the neurons. That's because your brain was suspended in your skull, connected by membrane, but after enough force shook your brain inside your skull, your brain squashed and stretched and pulled on all the neurons and blood vessels inside it. Let's take a closer look. Oh good, the impact wasn't too bad, and the neuron hasn't broken entirely. After the earthquake, messages are having trouble flowing the way they used to, but the brain has sent construction crews, MAP proteins, to repair the damage. In a few days, most small injuries will be fully repaired, good as new. But what if you fall again before the damage is repaired? The bridge has weakened from the first earthquake, but now it's broken and can't be fixed. Here's what that looks like using high-definition fiber tracking. See the broken cables? We call it second impact syndrome when someone gets a concussion while they're still recovering from the first, and it's really dangerous. Not only because you can lose neurons that way, but because the damage can be severe enough to cause death or chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Sick.
In some cases, the brain keeps sending those MAP proteins to fix a neuron that can't be fixed, and they start filling in the brain over years. This can cause depression and early onset Alzheimer's, among other things. On average, concussions occur with just 95 Gs of force. That's almost 10 less than the average football tackle. Too bad helmets don't prevent brains from sloshing around inside your skull. In fact, the more your head moves around after an impact to your head or body, the more likely you are to be injured, which is why females, who have on average weaker necks than males, are more likely to have a concussion. But as you can see, concussions are a common problem across sports regardless of gender.
This is the brain, the mind, the plant, the river. What do you all think Langston Hughes was talking about in this poem? Anybody? Mr. Hawkins? Mr. Hawkins.
Mr. Hawkins? Mr. Hawkins, would you remove your shades, please?
Come on, man.
Mr. Hawkins, please see me after class. We the people must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers. Hold up a moment, Hawkins. You know I'm only tough with you all because I know how capable you are. You've got talent, Danny. I see it in your writing. Don't let that go to waste now, alright?
I'm just not feeling great, Mr. C.
Okay, Danny. I understand you're under a lot of pressure. If things are getting too tough, you know you can always talk to me, Right. How's the song coming? Writer's block, huh? Everybody starts somewhere, Danny. It's okay if it isn't perfect.
Thanks, Mr. C. I'd better get to class.
Hey, didn't you hear me calling for you? What's with the shades?
Babe, enough.
Danny, I'm starting to get really worried about you.
Hey, you okay, man?
I'm good.
Danny, is everything okay?
Yeah, Coach. Why wouldn't I be?
Murdoch said you looked like you were about to hurl. Are you sick?
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I know how important this championship is for you, Danny, but you have to take care of yourself. Your teammates are depending on you, and sometimes supporting the team means knowing when to stay on the sidelines. You hear me?
I'm going to win this, Coach. Don't worry about it. Those guys will be begging me to come to Pitt.
Win or lose, we do it as a team, Danny. Just think about what I've said. Get some rest, and drink plenty of water.
Yeah, Coach.
Dr. Ann McKee, a neuropathologist, has examined the brains of 202 deceased football players. A broad survey of her findings was published on Tuesday in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Of the 202 players, 111 of them played in the NFL, and 110 of those were found to have chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, the degenerative disease believed to be caused by repeated blows to the head. CTE causes myriad symptoms, including memory loss, confusion, depression, and dementia. The problems can arise years after the blows to the head have stopped. The brains here are from players who died as young as 21 and as old as 89, and they are from every position on the field: quarterback.
Hello, Mrs. Hawkins? Do you have a minute to talk about your son?
So you have to carry the one.
I don't get this at all.
Which part?
Danny, you home, baby? How are you doing, Vanessa? Working hard?
I'm good, Miss H. How's things at the clinic?
Busy as usual? Danny, I got a call from your teacher today.
Mama, I didn't do anything.
Baby, who said you did anything? Mr. Caldwell is just worried about you. He says you've been handing in work half done, sleeping through his class.
I'm doing everything I can, Mom. I take care of Trev. I do my work. I work hard at practice. I do everything you and everybody else tells me to do. So would you get off my back?
Danny, hold on a minute. I'm not mad at you. Mr. C was worried you might be sick. Baby, come back here so we can talk about this.
Danny.
You have been acting kind of weird lately.
See, baby, everybody's just worried about you. You don't need to act tough for us. This is your family, Danny.
Miss Hawkins, something happened earlier this week. I didn't think anything about it at first, but...
I'm fine.
What happened? One of you tell me right now.
We both know you're not. You hit your head pretty hard a few nights ago, Danny. Ever since then, you've been getting aggressive with us. You've been tired and distracted. I haven't seen you listening to music once since then. It seems like you don't even hear me half the time.
That one's really not new.
My point is, Danny has a concussion. Headaches, dizziness, nausea, sleep problems.
Stop.
A concussion is a serious thing, Danny. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
Because his coach won't let him play the championship with a concussion. Those scouts are coming from Pitt tomorrow, and I kept pushing him about that stupid application. So now he's gonna go show off for those scouts tomorrow and get himself killed on the field.
What do you mean?
But I don't care about going to the same school next year if it means you might die tomorrow.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to die.
Did you never look at the video I sent you? All it takes is a second hit while you're injured. It doesn't even have to be that hard a hit.
The brain
Look.
is the command center of the human second impact syndrome when someone gets a concussion while they're still recovering from the first, and it's really dangerous. Not only because you can lose neurons that way, but because the damage can be severe enough to cause death or chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Coach, there's something I gotta tell you.
Tonight on Saturday's Evening News, the Lockwood Lions are celebrating an historic victory versus the Springfield Serpents.
All of our boys have worked so hard to get here. All of them. I couldn't be more proud.